The film opens with intense background music and a giant dam beside a peaceful village. Suddenly, an earthquake strikes. Everything shakes, and the dam in charge, David, rushes out in panic. Luckily, the quake stops quickly. He checks the dam and finds no damage. But as soon as he leaves, tiny cracks begin forming. The camera zooms in, cut to a university exam hall. Everyone is writing in a hurry. One student cheats, while another boy sits doing nothing. That boy is our main character, Azim. The teacher catches the cheater and takes him out. Meanwhile, Azim casually marks option A for every question, clearly clueless. The next day, Azim travels with his parents to his grandmother's village, the same one near the dam. On the radio, they mention yesterday's earthquake, but assure listeners there's no danger. After crossing a bridge, they arrive at the village and finally reach his grandma's home. At dinner, his grandma asks if he's 21 now. His uncle mocks him, revealing that Azim scored just 21 marks in the entrance exam and failed miserably. Azim defends himself, saying he isn't interested in studies and wants to become a businessman. But the uncle continues to taunt him until Azim snaps and storms out. Outside, Azim opens his cigarette box, empty. Just then, he sees a shooting star. His little cousin excitedly tells him to make a wish, but Azim rudely pushes him away. Azim asks for directions to a shop, walks there, and finds a girl named Qaitadan working while talking to her boyfriend, Erzan. When Azim asks for cigarettes, Qaitadan demands ID. Since he doesn't have it, Erzan steps in, lectures him, and tells him to leave. Azim gets angry, argues back, but before things escalate, Qaitadan stops her boyfriend, then firmly tells Azim to leave as well. So friends, next Azim asks for a bread packet kept on the top shelf. While Qaitadan goes to get it, Azim quickly grabs a cigarette pack, leaves some money on the counter, and runs out in a hurry. But as soon as he steps outside, he bumps into a man on a bike, and both fall down. At that moment, Erzan and his friends notice the cigarette pack in Azim's hand and surround him. Erzan says angrily, "So you stole cigarettes even after my warning?" Azim replies boldly, "So 4 people are going to fight one guy? If you're brave, come one by one." Erzan agrees, but before he can attack, Azim punches him and runs. The group chases him through the streets, but Azim jumps over a fence and escapes. The others fail to climb it. The next morning, Azim's uncle wakes him up by making the little cousin slap him and says, "It's already noon. Will you sleep all day? Get up. Lots of work is waiting." His cousin happily says, "Brother, come play football with me." But Azim gets irritated, refuses, and walks away. His father is mixing wet clay and tells him, "Help me, mix this clay properly." Azim clearly hates it, but still does it unwillingly. Meanwhile, his uncle tries to plaster the clay on the wall, but half of it falls down again. At the same time, milk on the stove starts boiling over. Azim's aunt quickly runs to the kitchen. Little cousin sees the dam in charge, David, walking by and happily waves. "Hello, David, sir." His uncle smiles and says, "Since I was a child, David always comes at the exact same time. Never late." Friends, remember these tiny moments. They become important later. Azim gets bored watching all this village routine and asks, "Dad, when are we going back to the city?" Before his father answers, his uncle jumps in again. "Go back? For what? You failed your exam. There's no graduation for you. But don't worry, there's a graduation here in the village. You can go attend that." He keeps making fun of him. Azim grows more frustrated, thinking, why does this uncle never stop talking? His father finally says, "We're not going anywhere. We'll stay here for some days." Azim argues, "But my friends must be missing me. I want to go home." But his dad refuses and instead orders, "Go clean the cow dung in the cowshed." Azim walks away angrily. At the cowshed, he sees a huge pile of dung waiting for him. The cousin brings him a shovel and says, "This will make it easier, brother." Azim grins and says, "I'll make a deal with you. If you clean all this dung, I'll play football with you in the evening." The kid agrees happily. Azim then lies on dry hay and falls asleep peacefully. Later, Azim returns and learns that his father got an urgent call from his office. He must return to the city immediately. Hearing this, Azim gets excited. Finally, he can leave too. But before they leave, his aunt tells him to buy a bread packet. Azim walks to the shop again and asks for bread. This time, Qaitadan picks up the cigarette box and keeps it next to her, so he can't steal again. Azim rolls his eyes and says with attitude, "Here, keep the change." But Qaitadan smirks and says, "Today is Friday. Bread is free, so take it, enjoy, and take your money back." Azim grabs the money and leaves. Just then, Erzan pulls up in his car and grabs Azim by the collar. Azim acts confused. "Who are you?" Erzan smirks. "Oh, now you don't know me? Yesterday you punched me and ran away, and today you're pretending like nothing happened?" Azim lies. "No, sir. I was never here yesterday. Maybe you're confusing me with someone else." At that moment, the village headman, the mayor, arrives. Erzan and his friends rush to speak with him. The mayor says, "Officers are coming to check the dam. They think there might be a problem. So before they reach, make sure the village looks clean and perfect." Then he turns to Azim and asks, "And who are you?" Azim introduces himself. The mayor laughs and says, "Oh, so you are the boy who scored only 21 marks?" Azim feels embarrassed and asks, "Who told you that?" The mayor proudly replies, "In this village, even a bird cannot fly without me knowing. I know everything." Azim walks away, angry, insulted, and humiliated. Meanwhile, Erzan goes to Jaida's shop and forcefully pulls her outside, saying, "Today you are coming with me to the dam. No excuses." At the same time, Azim reaches home and sees his parents packing bags. Excited, he says, "Great, let's go fast or we'll be late." But his dad calmly replies, "Why are you in a hurry? Only your mother and I are going back. You're staying here." Azim is shocked. "What? Mom, what's going on? What about my graduation?" Before she can speak, his uncle jumps in and says sarcastically, "Graduation? You failed the exam. What graduation do you think you have?" Azim feels angry, embarrassed, and helpless. He goes inside and locks the door. His father bangs on the door and shouts, "Open the door, or I'll break it and then break you." Azim quickly opens it and begs, "Please, Dad, I don't like it here. Take me back with you." But his father ignores his request and leaves the village with Azim's mother. That night, Azim sleeps outside under the open sky. The night is quiet and peaceful, the typical calm of a village. His little cousin whispers, "Brother, tell me a bedtime story." Azim, annoyed and sad, replies, "Just sleep." A little far away, fireworks light up the sky. The cousin says softly, "Look, the graduation ceremony in the town has started." But Azim is already asleep. The next morning, exactly like yesterday, his uncle wakes him up by making the little cousin slap him. "Wake up, lazy boy. It's already 12. There's so much work to do." Again, the cousin asks, "Brother, will you play football with me?" Azim loses patience. "Don't you have any other work? Football, every single day." Then he walks outside and sees his father's car parked there. Confused, he rushes out, only to find his father mixing the same wet clay, just like yesterday. Azim asks slowly, "Dad, didn't you go back to the city?" His father answers casually, "No, I never left. Now stop asking strange questions and mix this clay." From this moment, everything begins happening exactly the same way as the previous day. The milk boils and spills. His aunt runs to the kitchen. The little cousin waves and says, "Hello, David, sir." His uncle repeats, "Since I was a kid, David always arrives at the exact same time." His dad again orders, "Go and clean the cow dung." Azim walks to the cow shed and sees the same huge pile of dung, exactly as before. Shocked, he says, "How is this possible? How can cows make this much in one day?" Again, he convinces the little cousin to clean it in exchange for football, then lies on the hay and sleeps. Later, just like yesterday, his aunt sends him to buy bread. And again at the shop, Jaida keeps the cigarette box close so he can't steal it. She hands him bread and says with attitude, "Today is Friday. Bread is free. Take it and take your money." Azim frowns. "Friday? Today is Saturday." But then shrugs. Free is free. Outside, he checks his phone, and the date shows Friday. He freezes in disbelief. At that moment, Erzan and his friends appear. Azim panics, thinking they will beat him again. Later that night, when Azim lies down to sleep, he is the one who asks the cousin, "Tell me honestly, didn't today feel exactly like yesterday? Every small thing, the same?" The cousin looks confused and says, "I don't know what you're saying. Yesterday, today. Oh, look, fireworks again. The graduation is happening." Azim slowly stands up and watches the sky. Suddenly, the ground shakes lightly, then stops. A huge flock of birds flies across the sky. Azim steps outside, and his face turns pale. The dam has broken. A massive flood rushes toward the village. Houses are destroyed and carried away. Azim gets caught in the rushing water and drowns. Then suddenly, he wakes up again. Morning, the same day, the same moment. Azim is shaking. Am I dying and coming back? Am I stuck in a time loop like in movies? He runs to his mother and says urgently, "Mom, tonight the dam will break. We must leave. Please trust me." But she replies softly, "You had a nightmare. Calm down." Azim insists, "No, it already happened 2 or 3 times. I died, and then everything starts again." His uncle laughs loudly, so Azim tries to prove it. "Fine, Uncle will drop the clay right now." And exactly at that second, the clay falls. Azim shouts, "See?" But his uncle replies, "It fell because you stressed me with your nonsense." Azim sighs and continues, "Okay, next. The milk will boil over in 3, 2, 1. Exactly at that moment, milk overflows. His uncle shrugs. "That happens every day. Nothing special." Then he adds, "Next, David will walk by. Right on time. He's been doing it for 30 years. And yes, David walks past." Azim finally yells, "Listen, the dam will break tonight. All of you will die." But his father angrily says, "Stop this madness. Go clean the cow dung." Azim storms out and sits in the car. Minutes later, the same office call comes. His father drags him out again. Frustrated, Azim shouts, "If you won't take me, it's fine, but I'm not staying here either. I'll walk to the city." He starts walking. Grandma softly says, "Why trouble him? If he wants to leave, take him. At least listen to the poor boy." In the next scene, Azim, His mother and his father are traveling back in the car. But Azim's father looks exhausted and is driving half asleep. Suddenly, a vehicle appears from the opposite direction. Azim shouts, "Dad, wake up! Turn the car!" His father snaps out of his sleepy state just in time and swerves the car, barely avoiding a deadly accident. Somehow, they manage to reach home safely. But now Azim is scared more than ever. If the dam breaks, not just the village, but everyone he cares about will die. His father turns on the TV. Moments later, breaking news flashes. The dam near the village has collapsed. Almost the entire village is underwater. Both parents turn and stare at Azim in shock. Azim looks at his watch. It turns 12 a.m., midnight, and the exact second the clock strikes 12, Azim wakes up again. It doesn't matter where he goes. It doesn't matter what he does. The loop resets every time. There's only one way out: save the village. Meanwhile, at the dam, David notices the growing crack and immediately informs the mayor. But the mayor refuses to listen and says proudly, "Don't tell anyone this nonsense. The commissioner is coming today, and here you are frightening everyone. It's only a tiny crack. This dam was built during the Soviet era. It won't break so easily." David tries explaining. The dam is holding 120 million cubic meters of water. If the concrete has cracked, there is real danger. Please take this seriously. But the mayor ignores him and snaps, "Just keep quiet and act normal." Even in his car, he laughs at David. The old man has gone mad. One small crack, and he thinks the whole dam will collapse. Suddenly, Azim jumps in front of his car and shouts, "Sir, the dam is cracked. It will collapse." People around start listening, and the mayor gets nervous. He doesn't want panic to spread, so he drags Azim aside and whispers angrily, "I just checked the dam myself. It will stand strong for the next 100 years. Stop scaring people with your lies." Azim loses control and shouts, "Why won't you listen? You fool!" Next scene, Azim is sitting inside the police station. Meanwhile, the mayor welcomes the commissioner to his house and shows him all the arrangements. Everything is perfect. The commissioner is impressed and says, "Next year I'll make you head of 2 or 3 more villages." The mayor quietly tells his wife, "There's a crack in the dam. Something bad may happen. Take our son and go to the city. I'll come later." Once she leaves safely, he pretends everything is normal and enjoys the evening with the commissioner. But suddenly, the ground begins to shake. At the police station, Azim notices fireworks outside the window and immediately realizes what time it is. The dam is about to break again. The mayor also feels the tremors, and within seconds, boom, the dam collapses. Water rushes into the village. Houses break apart. Everyone is washed away. Azim drowns again. Next morning, Azim wakes up. Now he knows one thing for certain. Telling the mayor is a waste of time, so he tries telling his grandmother, but she ignores him. "Stop talking nonsense and go clean the cow dung." He tries warning a local driver, but the man laughs. "Go away, crazy boy." No one listens. When Azim reaches the shop again, the same scene repeats. Erzan dragging Jada and one of Erzan's friends punching Azim. "You're the same guy who hit Erzan." Everything happens exactly the same way. The day ends. Everyone dies again. Azim wakes up again. Day after day, he tries new ideas, warning people, stopping events, changing decisions, fighting fate, anything to stop the disaster. But every attempt fails. Azim then decides to speak with the retired soldier from the village, hoping he might believe him. But the soldier misunderstands and thinks Azim is trying to steal something. He points a gun at him, calls him a thief, and forces him out. Another day ends, and once again, everything resets. The next morning, Azim tries calling the police for help, but they respond, "We have not received any official report about a dam problem. You could be a prank caller, and prank calls are illegal. Do not waste our time." Azim hangs up the phone in frustration. Fed up, he steals the soldier's key, takes his gun, and confronts the driver working at the dam. Pointing the gun, he yells, "Gather all the workers and leave right now. The dam is going to collapse." The driver panics and is about to leave, but suddenly the retired soldier arrives. He shouts, "Give me my gun back." Azim warns him, "Don't come any closer or I'll shoot." The soldier calmly takes the gun from him and loads bullets into it, revealing that Azim had been threatening people with an empty gun the whole time. Smirking, the soldier says, "Kid, let me teach you how to fire a real gun." Azim runs for his life. The day ends, and the next morning, he wakes up again. At this point, Azim has lived this day so many times that he knows everything that will happen, almost like watching a repeated scene in a movie. He stands near the shop, and once again, Erzan and his friends come to attack him. But this time, Azim already knows every move before it happens. He dodges all the punches and defeats them easily. Jida watches everything, shocked and speechless. Azim then goes to the dam again. He inspects the crack, goes into the control room, and tries a new strategy, slowly releasing water to reduce pressure and prevent the dam from bursting. But the water flows too slowly. It would take days. Just then, David spots him and calls him up. Azim explains everything, Tonight the dam will collapse. I was trying to release some water so the village doesn't flood. David sighs and says, I don't know if it will break today, but one day it definitely will. He continues, I tried warning the mayor, but he ignored me. Years ago, I turned on the emergency alarm when the water level got dangerously high. Everyone panicked and rushed here, but the dam never broke. And after that, people stopped trusting me. They think I am scared for no reason. David looks defeated. I don't care if they make fun of me. I just want to protect them. But after that day, I stopped making decisions. And if I turn on the alarm because of your warning, and the dam doesn't break, the villagers may attack me again. And your idea to release water won't work because it would take at least 2 days. The dam will break long before that. With heavy steps, David walks away. Azim sits alone, exhausted and hopeless, unsure how to break the cycle and save everyone. He walks up to the top of the dam and finds Jada sitting quietly, looking at the view. Azim asks gently, your graduation ceremony is today, right? Why didn't you go? Jada replies softly, no, I like being here. It's peaceful. And thank you for helping me earlier. I didn't go because Erzan would be there. And I don't want to see him, Azim asks, confused. But he's your boyfriend, isn't he? She sighs and looks away. He says that. He keeps forcing me and trying to pressure me into marriage. But I only see him as a friend. I don't want to marry him. Azim takes out a cigarette, but before he can light it, she stops him. Seriously, the air here is so fresh, and you still want to smoke? Why waste your father's hard-earned money on cigarettes? I hate smoking, and I hate smokers. Then she asks, tell me honestly, do you like this village? Azim replies, like. Everyone in this village acts foolish. Sure, it looks beautiful, but this same beauty is putting the village in danger. Jada gives a small smile. You're from the city. That's why you don't understand. Try accepting the village. Then you'll see its real beauty. Azim silently drops the cigarette to the ground. Suddenly, fireworks light up the night sky. Graduation celebrations begin, and at that exact moment, the dam collapses. Azim wakes up again. Same morning, same loop. But this time, something inside him is different. He remembers Jada's words. If you truly live here and accept this village, only then will you understand its beauty. So instead of being irritated or angry, he calmly asks little boy, do you always wake up at this exact time? Little boy smiles and says, no, bro. I wake up much earlier, but I wait for you. I really want to play football with you. Azim feels a warmth he never felt before. Next scene, boy is collecting cow dung. Instead of escaping the work like every other loop, Azim gently says, take a break, I'll finish the rest. And for the first time, he helps. As they work together, boy asks, why don't you visit our village more often? Come more, we all miss you. Azim laughs, miss me? Your dad is always teasing me. Why would he miss me? Boy quietly replies, maybe you don't know, but every day my dad asks Grandpa about you. When you'll come back, what you're doing. He really cares. That simple sentence hits Azim hard. All the teasing, all the harsh jokes were never meant to hurt him. They were love hidden behind a rough voice. Azim then plays football with him, rides horses, laughs, and enjoys the day like never before. When he falls off the horse, his uncle runs toward him immediately. What happened? Are you hurt? That moment finally makes Azim understand. His uncle wasn't mocking him, he was protecting him. Slowly, Azim begins enjoying village life. For the first time, he feels like he belongs there, but he knows what's coming. Soon, Erzan will come to drag Jada away, so he rushes to her shop and locks the door from inside before Erzan arrives. Jada gets scared and shouts, what are you doing? Open the door! Don't come near me! She panics and hits him with a stick. A second later, she feels guilty. Sorry, I don't know why I reacted like that. Azim calmly says, I'm not here for anything bad. I'm here to protect you. Erzan is coming, and he'll try to take you with him. Right then, a decorated car stops outside. Ribbons, balloons, just like Azim remembered. Jada stares at him, shocked. How do you know all this? Are you psychic? Azim lies quickly. Little boy overheard them talking. They escape through the back door before Erzan enters. As they run, Jada asks, you're so young. Why do you smoke? Are you stressed about something? Azim quickly replies, oh no, I don't smoke. Those cigarettes are for my uncle. Smoking harms the environment. I know that. This time, she believes him. She smiles and invites him to her graduation ceremony. Azim agrees. He wears his uncle's old coat, way too big but charming in a funny way. At the graduation party, lights flash, music plays, everyone dances. When Jada sees Azim walk in, she smiles genuinely, happy he came. They dance together, but soon one of Erzan's friends spots them and runs to inform him. Jada panics. If Erzan sees us dancing, he'll kill us. You don't understand. He gets violent. Before Erzan arrives, Azim pulls her away, and the two run, all the way to the dam. There, breathing heavily under the stars, Azim says quietly, "At first I hated this village, but now it feels like part of my heart." Jada looks confused. "What are you talking about? You came here just yesterday." Azim smiles softly. "Yes, yesterday. But somehow it feels like I've been here forever." She shivers. The night air is cold. Azim instantly removes his coat and puts it around her shoulders. Suddenly, Erzan appears again. He grabs Azim and starts beating him. "How dare you touch her?" But this time, Zaida steps forward and shouts, "Stop! Why are you always violent? I've told you so many times. I do not love you. I only saw you as a friend, and now even that feels wrong. Love cannot be forced. Stop torturing me." Her voice breaks, but she stands firm. Ersan freezes, hurt and confused. He believes Azim turned her against him. So in anger, he hits Azim again. Azim tries to speak through the pain. "The dam will break tonight. The village will drown." This day keeps repeating. But before he can finish, BOMB! The dam collapses. A giant wall of water rushes toward the village. Homes collapse. People scream. Everything is destroyed. Erzan collapses, heartbroken, full of regret. Jada runs to find her mother, but she's gone. Her home washed away. Her mother swept into the flood. Reality hits her. She falls to her knees and cries, broken. Her world is gone. Meanwhile, Azim realizes something heartbreaking. His own family didn't survive the flood. Yes, he knows the loop will reset and they'll be alive again the next day. But watching them die every single time is tearing him apart inside. Erzan, angry and in shock, yells at him, "If you already knew this would happen, why didn't you warn us?" Azim grabs him by the collar and shouts back, "I did! 1,000 times! But no one listened! No one took me seriously!" His voice shakes with pain and frustration. This village can't be saved because no one here understands the danger. Suddenly, Erzan remembers something and asks, "You said this day repeats for you, right? If that's true, tell me what to do. We'll save everyone together." Azim sighs. "No, even if I tell you now, tomorrow you'll forget everything. The loop resets everything, including people's memories." Then a thought hits him. Azim looks straight at Erzan and says, "Tell me something about yourself, something private, something only you know." Erzan hesitates, then quietly says, "I have piles." And right after that, the loop resets. The next morning, Azim wakes up again. He runs straight to Erzan and says, "You have piles, right?" Erzan freezes, then starts beating him. "How do you know that?" Azim blocks the punches and shouts, "Because you told me yesterday, or the last time this day happened." Erzan hides his hands behind his back awkwardly and says angrily, "Okay, if you're telling the truth, how many fingers am I holding up?" Azim groans, "You idiot, stop testing me and listen. The dam will break. You told me your secret so I could prove it to you today." Slowly, very slowly, Erzan begins to believe him. Still confused but determined, he says, "If there's even a small chance to save this village, I'll help. I'll do anything." Then he adds seriously, "But if you're lying, I swear on my father, I'll kill you." Erzan immediately spreads the warning among all the students at the graduation event. Meanwhile, David, finally trusting Azim, agrees to activate the emergency alarm. Azim climbs on stage and shouts, "The dam is going to collapse! Everyone, go to the top of the dam right now!" David triggers the alarm. Villagers panic and begin running toward the dam. Azim helps children, elders, and families climb to safety. The mayor sees everyone leaving and rushes outside shouting, "Stop! Who told you the dam will break? Go back home! Nothing will happen." But this time, no one listens. Everyone reaches the top. The dam still stands. People start doubting again. Maybe this is another false alarm. Maybe nothing will happen. Azim closes his eyes and whispers, "Just wait." A few silent seconds pass. Then, crack! The crack widens. A massive explosion of water bursts through the concrete. The dam collapses. A violent wave destroys the entire village below. But this time, no one dies. Everyone watches the destruction in silence, realizing how close they were to death. Erzan turns to Azim, eyes full of gratitude. "You were right. You saved us." Just then, Azim's uncle receives a phone call. His face drops. His voice breaks. He hangs up and begins crying. Azim rushes to him. "What happened, uncle?" Through shaking words, he says, "Son, be strong. We lost your mother and father." Azim freezes. The world goes silent. He remembers. In one loop, he left the village with his parents. His father almost fell asleep while driving, but Azim woke him up in time. But this time, Azim wasn't with them, so the accident happened, and they didn't survive. Azim falls to his knees, completely broken. His uncle tries comforting him. "Some things are destiny, son. No one can change fate." When everyone walks away, Azim looks at the time, 11:59, then 12. The loop ends. His parents are gone forever. Azim falls apart, crying, "Please, God, just one more chance, please." He looks up. Another shooting star crosses the sky. Suddenly, Azim wakes up, gasping. He looks around. His parents are alive. Without thinking, he runs to them and hugs them tightly. They are confused and worried. "What happened? Did you have a nightmare?" Azim whispers, voice shaking. "Please, don't ever leave me." For the first time, his parents see his love, not just attitude. This time Azim does all the chores willingly. He doesn't argue. He doesn't complain. He smiles. He helps. His uncle, totally confused, asks, "What's gotten into you? You used to complain about every little thing." Azim just smiles because now he understands the value of family. Right then, his father receives the same office call, the call that always led to the accident. Azim quickly grabs the phone, turns it off, and hides it. No call, no journey, no accident. Little boy suddenly says, "Let's go to the dam for a picnic today. It'll be fun." Everyone agrees because Azim told him to say that. They begin packing happily. Next scene, everyone is already gathered near the dam, enjoying a peaceful picnic. People are smiling, laughing, eating, and having a great time. Everything feels calm, almost too calm. Azim quietly bends down and whispers to Boy, "Listen, I need your help. No matter what happens, don't let anyone leave this place. Make excuses, distract them. Just keep everyone here." Boy nods confidently, like a little soldier ready for duty. Azim then goes to find Erzan. But since the day has reset again, Erzan remembers nothing. And this time, he's even angrier. He storms toward Azim shouting, "How dare you touch my girlfriend?" Before he can swing, Azim quickly pulls him aside and calmly says, "You have piles, right?" Erzan freezes. His anger disappears instantly, replaced by confusion and shock. Azim continues, "You told me that secret yourself. I'm not here to fight. I'm here to save everyone." Azim then explains everything: the time loop, the flood, the dam collapse, and all the previous failures. At first, Erzan looks stunned. Then slowly, he believes him. He turns to his friends and orders, "Go and bring everyone to the dam." Immediately, one friend tries arguing, "Why are you listening to him? He was your enemy yesterday." Erzan snaps, "Just shut up and do what I say. Lives are at stake." Meanwhile, Azim's father walks to the car and finds the phone Azim switched off earlier. He turns it back on and instantly sees multiple missed calls. Without hesitation, he calls his boss. The boss urgently says, "Where have you been? Come to the office right now." Azim's father informs his wife and gets ready to leave. Meanwhile, Azim reaches the graduation ceremony, takes the microphone and announces loudly, "Everyone listen, the dam will break very soon. Please go to higher ground. Go to the dam top right now." David gets ready to activate the emergency siren, but suddenly, trouble arrives. Police show up and arrest Erzan and his friends. Why? Because the same jealous friend who doubted Azim earlier complained to the mayor, saying they were spreading fear and chaos. The mayor, busy impressing the commissioner, tells the police, "These boys are spreading lies. Take them away." So the boys end up locked inside a jail cell. Azim waits for the emergency alarm, but nothing happens. He rushes outside to check what went wrong and immediately freezes. He sees his father's car leaving. Panicked, Azim jumps onto a horse and rides full speed, stopping right in front of the car. "Dad, please don't go." But his father, already stressed, yells back, "What do you mean don't go? This is about my job. I work day and night so you can study and have a better life, and you failed your exam." His frustration explodes. "Do you want to depend on me forever? Grow up. Take responsibility." Azim's eyes fill with tears, but his voice stays steady. "Dad, I know how hard you work. I see it. That's why I failed on purpose. So you would stop worrying about my studies. I wanted to start earning and share your burden." For a moment, his father is speechless. Then anger takes over again. "Are you insane? Did I ever ask you to quit studying? This age is for learning, not sacrificing your future." He grabs Azim's arm. "Enough, get in the car." But instead, Azim pulls out a small knife and punctures the car tire. Pop! His father slaps him hard. "Have you completely lost your mind?" Azim simply whispers, "I know you'll still try to leave, but now at least you'll be safe." He then runs toward the dam to activate the siren himself. His father stands there stunned and furious. But before he can chase him, Azim's mother gently puts her hand on his arm and says softly, "Maybe, just this once, we should trust him." On the other side of the dam, Azim finally discovers the problem. The wires of the emergency alarm have been cut. Looks like the mayor destroyed it on purpose to avoid panic. But then Azim spots an old-fashioned manual alarm nearby. He tries pulling it out, but it's stuck. Just then, he sees his father's car arriving, and that gives him hope. With all his strength, he tries again. And finally, the alarm bell rings loudly across the valley. The sharp sound echoes everywhere, and villagers immediately start running toward higher ground near the top of the dam. Meanwhile, Erzan and his friends are still locked in jail. They push the bars, pull the lock, kick the door. Nothing works. Then an elderly man walks by, looks at them, and casually says, "Why are you pushing from the wrong side? Just lift the lock a little." He does a tiny twist, and the lock pops open instantly. The boys stare in shock. "Grandpa, you're a legend." They rush outside and help guide more villagers towards safety. Time is running out. Azim then sees Jaida and her mother in the distance, still far from the dam. If they don't reach in time, they'll be swept away. Azim knows that helping them may cost him his life, but he can't leave them. Before he can think further, the ground shakes violently. Another earthquake. And then, crack! Boom! The dam finally bursts. A massive wave roars through the valley, destroying everything in its path. Houses, roads, vehicles, all swallowed by water. Back at the dam top, Azim's mother panics. Where is Azim? Why isn't he here yet? But then, headlights pierce through the mist and chaos. A car appears. Inside it are Azim, Jaida's mother, Erzan safe, alive. Azim checks the time, 12 o'clock midnight, but this time, nothing resets. The loop is officially broken. Azim takes a breath, a long, relieved, emotional breath. Everyone survived. His uncle suddenly gets a call and angrily shouts, "What kind of timing is this? The whole village just drowned, and you're asking for loan repayment." Everyone bursts into laughter, relief and exhaustion mixing together. Meanwhile, the mayor tries sneaking away quietly, but students block his path. No more running, no more lies. 1 year later, Azim now lives in the city. His dad watches the news while Azim studies and works on a small flashlight business. The news reporter says, 1 year ago, a dam broke, but every villager survived thanks to the courage and quick actions of its youth. They show Erzan giving an interview, confident and proud. Azim and his parents watch with a smile. Soon after, Azim leaves home. It's exam day. At the university entrance, a familiar voice calls, "Hey, I've been waiting. Hurry up." It's Jaida. Azim laughs and says, "This time I'll mark only option B on every answer." She smirks. "Fine, do whatever makes you happy. As long as we're together, everything is perfect." They walk hand in hand toward the exam hall. Before entering, Azim turns toward the camera with a confident smile and says, "This time I'll prove who I truly am." And with that, the story ends.
अब आओ ना फिर से मिल जाओ ना फिर से जलाओ ना मुझे मिटाओ ना यूं दिल से अब आओ ना फिर से मिल जाओ ना फिर से जलाओ ना मुझे मिटाओ ना यूं दिल से कोई प्यार ना दे यूं जैसे मुझको चाहती है तू ज़माने के जैसी न बन मेरे यार जैसी है तू ज़माना जलाता मुझे लगाती गले फिर से तू मैं गिर के उठा हूँ अभी हर चीज सिखाती है तू मैं लिख आया कहानी अपनी जो बीती जिंदगानी अपनी जो खोया मैंने है वो खोया मैं रात जाग के हूँ रोया मैं लिख आया कहानी अपनी जो बीती जिंदगानी अपनी जो खोया मैंने है वो खोया मैं रात जाग के हूँ रोया 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 ख्वाहिश मेरी रह गई तुझसे मिलूं मैं कभी तुझको मैं प्यार दूं और बेशुमार दूं दिल तो जला है बहुत इसकी सजा है बहुत फिर भी तेरा ही रहा मेरी नहीं मानता जितना भी चाहूं तुम्हें मिलना है दर्द मुझे होता है क्या इस तरह कोई भी इश्क यहाँ तुम जो मेरी ना बनी किसको बताता फिरूं ये दाग दिल अपना किसको दिखाता फिरूं वक्त बदलता है सबका तुझको तो इसका पता था फिर मुंह क्यों मोड़ गई थी मुझको यूं छोड़ गई थी साथ निभाना था मैंने दिल भी जलाना था मैंने फिर क्यों मेरी ना बनी थी और ये सजा बन गई थी जिसको मैं जीता रहा था ये दर्द पीता रहा था ऐसी निशानी है तू ऐसी कहानी है तू मैं लिख आया कहानी अपनी जो बीती जिंदगानी अपनी जो खोया मैंने है वो खोया मैं रात जाग के हूँ रोया मैं लिख आया कहानी अपनी जो बीती जिंदगानी अपनी जो खोया मैंने है वो खोया मैं रात जाग के हूँ रोया इसके पार है तेरा मेरा ठिकाना, अब इसके पार है तेरा मेरा ठिकाना, अब इसके पार है फिर तुझसे दिल लगाना, अब इसके पार है।